Okay, guys. Well, I finally figured out why this thing wouldn't run. And it was a simple fix. Basically, I would try to start it, and it sounded like it was in a security mode, which it would fire up for a split second and die. I mean, that sounds like security mode or VATS. So I went online to a group, a Chevrolet group, and asked if anybody could take the computer and delete the VATS, or I called it jailbreaking, whatever, to get it run. And people were saying there's nothing like that on there. You can run it as is. It shouldn't. And I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? You know? Anyway, I got tired of it. I deleted the post because nobody knew what the fuck they were talking about. And lo and behold, it was the steering column, or more importantly, the factory ignition barrel. Because once I hooked this one up, that's the original Escalade. Hang on, let me get that off. This is the original Escalade column right here. I wanted to use the truck column because it had a metal ring here that when you turn the key back, it locked the steering wheel. And I wanted that, but I guess I don't need it. But I got the truck ignition in it right here. I'll have to get a new ignition with the key because this don't have any of the guts in it. It's just loose, but it's actually working good now because when you barely turn it, the display don't come on. And I got everything hooked up down there and it all works properly. All the freaking lights and everything work, which they did before. I was able to get the spring out of that other column and put it in this one. So this is like tight as hell now. And it actually has a lock on it now. It locks. I took some pieces out of the other truck column to put on this. The little bar that comes out that locks this, it was like bent and broke off. So somebody really jerked on this thing to fuck it up. But I have to get a new ignition if I want this to actually lock, because all this is stopping on is this little plastic thing right here. And I could easily turn that and break it, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to break this. But anyway, I got it all hooked back up. I'm going to wait to put the steering wheel on until I get the plastic pieces put on. But yeah. Man, I hope that bottom goes back on there. Shit. Because on this, I cut those off right there to go on the other column. And you see there's a screw hole right there. Where is it? That guy right there, it don't have threads in it, so I'm going to have to make some threads to screw that to that. Because the other column, it had a screw on the bottom. But anyway, that's it. I can't crank it right now because it's like 2:30 in the morning. So I'll add on to this video tomorrow in the daylight. I'll crank it up, but I did already crank it off camera because, like I said, I'm not used to filming. It cranked, and I mean, it's just a stock 6.0. It's not a race truck, anything fancy, like a grand unveiling or something. But it cranked up like it did in the Escalade. I let it idle and run for a little while. I tightened this door up over here where it's like dead even right there. Still got the bed picked up. Oh, that's one thing I didn't even mention. I was just like clearly forgetting to say that. The truck sending unit was bad. So I didn't realize that I had the Escalade sending unit back there where that red parts truck is, or frame with the bed. So I went back there and dug through all the parts and I found the Escalade sending unit. And you know, the Escalade Tahoe sending units, they're short. They're really short. So what I did was I busted it open, pulled it out as far as I could, pulled it down. So I got it sitting down in there. It's maybe a couple of inches from the bottom of the gas tank, but I just put enough gas in there to where it would reach the sending unit, the pump, the fuel pump. And I primed it a few times, and them rubber fuel lines work amazing. I mean, I could prime it all the way up and get it running, And I mean, that fuel injection line, it ain't nothing for it. I got that fuel injection line at Napa, and it says directly on the fuel injection line like 220 psi max, which I think these trucks run at like 50 or 60. So damn, it should be perfectly fine. There ain't no leaks. I did have leaks other places. I pressed down on the brakes kind of hard with the Hydro Boost, and there's a few damp spots. I tightened them up as good as I could. It's that shitty, well, I won't say the flaring tool is shitty, because other people on YouTube that did reviews on that tool, it came out good. But I think it's just this brake line, it's so like hard to flare. I think in the future what I'm going to do is get a spool of new brake line, 1/4 inch brake line, maybe some softer brake line that will flare easier. Get a new T, and then that way I can run a straight piece of brake line to the back. Right now I got 2 pieces and there's a union in the middle because I didn't have a long enough piece. But that way, if I get new brake line, I can run one solid piece to all the way to the back, it should be. And then still, I want to get all the rear brake hoses replaced. I don't know, that pedal felt pretty damn solid without the anti-lock brake box. With the ABS box removed, deleted, and just solid brake lines, that brake pedal was solid. And the power steering started to work, but I need to add more hydraulic fluid. I just went out there back. There's a big bucket of tractor hydraulic fluid. I mean, that'll be fine for this power boost setup. You know, it's power steering pump, hydraulic pump. That's all it is hydraulics. So that tractor fluid will be just fine. I'll probably let it run for a little while and then pour it out, connect the line back up and pour fresh fluid in it and bleed it, and that way to flush it out as much as I can. The transmission's low, so I guess I lost more fluid than I thought. So maybe tomorrow when I get this thing transmission fluid, I might try to back it out of here too. I don't know, I don't want to get crazy because I really don't need to drop this bed until I get a fuel pump. But at least with that Escalade fuel pump modified and sitting down in there, I know it will run now that I got the column situation right. And check out these taillights. I mean, you can kind of see the reflection right there. I took some of that Mother's mag wheel polish and I polished these things up, and they were like chalky and nasty looking, but now they're like, you know, almost shiny, almost like a mirror. They look way better. Even that one, this one was really bad, but you can kind of see it still has some chalkiness, some haziness on it. I can't get that out, but it looks way better than it did. You know, the reflectors at the bottom are now actually working good. You can see them now. I need to paint a little bit more of this, because when you're standing back with the license plate light on, you can still see it kind of shines out. I don't know why they designed it this way, why they just didn't take this metal and bring the metal down. But maybe it's designed for like an angle, to be on an angle. But I don't know, it works good. I probably should have just got a regular bulb instead of a freaking LED, because it's like bright. But anyway, I think that's all I'm going to talk about now. I'll just come back during the daytime and we will fire this thing up and you can hear how this stock LQ9 runs. Okay, just like that, through the magic of basic editing, it is now daytime. It's fast forward. What is that noise? I guess I don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, It is about 9:30. There's supposed to be some rain coming in. The wind's blowing now. The sky is getting more and more darker. There's a front coming through, a cold front. So that's marvelous because we need more rain, and it is steadily. I'm watching the sky right now. It is getting darker. So maybe it will actually rain here. But anyway, I'll go ahead and fire this thing up now since it's not 2:30 in the morning anymore. I mean, I don't have neighbors that are real close, like directly across the road down there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Over there. That's my grandparents' place. That's where my mom went to. She's over there watching my grandma now because my grandma is not getting any younger. Her mind is slipping away, but she's still with us, luckily. But anyway, so yeah, there's not, my mom's not over there. I'm not going to disturb her. And the only other neighbors over there, that guy over there, his name's Ben. He's a great guy. The house that's directly beside me, that was where I got that Chevelle from way back. That was Murdy Bell and the Joneses' residence, Murdy Bell, and I can't remember his name. He was the one that owned the Chevelle. It was last tagged in 94, which is about the time, 1994, which is about the time that he started getting sick. Albert Jones, that was his name. But they're both, they both passed away a long time ago. I think Murdy Bell passed away in the early 2000s, like 02, 03 maybe. But anyway, that house over there is owned by their kids and grandkids now, which barely come in, so that the guy over there, Ben, he watches their place and takes care of it, mows it, fixes it up for them. They've restored it, renovated it. That house over there was so old that it actually had an outhouse still in the back, if you know what an outhouse is. But this past summer, they tore all that down back there and cleaned up their land. The house definitely has a restroom and stuff in it. It's modernized, but that was a really old house. That's a really old house over there. I would show you the house, but I don't have permission, and I don't want to just intrude on their house, or I don't really even want to ask them because that's not any of our business. That's their house. But I have been in it before. It's nice. But anyway, what this video is about, I'll go ahead and start this thing up so you can hear it run. I watch it call me a liar and it won't start now. Hopefully it still has enough gas. And this is the way I left this thing because, like I said, I just put the Escalade fuel pump in it, and I had to tear the Escalade fuel pump apart and stretch it down for it to reach far enough down. I'm not going to put the steering column on until I get everything done in here and get the plastic back on it, which I have to see how that fits now since I've cut the other piece to fit the other column. Let's see. And there it goes. She's pretty loud. I mean, no catalytic converters and that MagnaFlow 2 in, 2 out. But yeah, that's a bone stock LQ9 out of a 02 Escalade. Really smooth, runs really smooth. The whistling you're hearing is this right here. It's a little bit of a vacuum leak. I gotta get a new rubber hose for this. That goes to the fuel pressure regulator. Yeah, that's kind of screwed up. Anyway, I've been checking on it. I've been checking everything. No leaks or anything. It's definitely blowing out some exhaust. I can feel it all the way out here hitting my feet. It's blowing out exhaust. It would sound a lot better with the little old cam in it. Something that had a little rumble to it or a little bump to it. But, for what it is, it sounds okay. can definitely hear the engine tone change when I hit that, so the hydro boost is working. It's a little low, so the pedal feels kind of spongy because I know I need to add more fluid. But let me see if the transmission works. I mean, it should work. Oh yeah, it works. I don't want to mess with it too much, not having a steering wheel or anything in here. But anyway, just turn it off. But I mean, this key, it don't have anything in it, because you can see this key right here. It's just like all loosey-goosey. I mean, I can turn it. I can put the key in there, turn it, and pull the key out. It's just, it don't have any tumblers in it or anything. But anyway, that's a quick run. Oh, it smells like exhaust. I can smell that exhaust out here since it don't have cats on it. Ooh, almost smells rich. But I mean, it's factory motor, factory tune, all factory OEM. I may probably need to change the spark plugs, because most of this stuff looks OE original on here for an 02. I mean, it has 160 something thousand miles on the motor. Isn't too high mileage, but still, it's got age on it, and that's, you know, 160,000 miles. But I mean, it's not bad. Coolant looks good. I just got water in there right now. I'm gonna flush it out with water and add some green coolant. I'm just flushing it out to get the Dex Cool out of it. But coolant looks good. It don't smell like head gasket, which it shouldn't. This thing don't have a blown head gasket. It smells like regular coolant. Anyway, I think that'll conclude this video. That's about all I want to do. What the hell are they doing over there? There's some banging and shit going on over there. God damn. Oh, I see. There was an old beat up container by their house. I guess they're finally getting rid of it. I see that container moving. It was a container like that one over there, but a pine tree fell on it and crushed it down the middle, which made the container completely useless. But anyway, man, there's some winds blowing out here. There's limbs falling and shit making noise. Damn. But anyway, the truck runs. The truck went in reverse, and I'm pretty sure to go in drive. It is low on fluid. I checked the transmission fluid, and it's on the bottom of the stick, so I'll have to add transmission fluid. But that's not way down the road, but that's down the road. I still need to get the proper fuel pump sending unit for this, because like I said, I got the Escalade one in there that's tore apart and stretched down, so it barely reaches. That's about it. I finally got me a Cash App card coming, so that way when I order stuff off eBay, I can put money on that Cash App card, and you know, it'll stay on that card and stuff. And for my buddy Eric, if I go to the pick and pull yard and he needs something, he can Cash App me the money, and I can go to the yard and get shit for him. Or if he ever comes up here one day, we can take a trip out that way, maybe film it and film the yard again. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video before it allegedly starts raining. So you guys have a great day or night, depending on when you watch this.